One, go.
Hi, my name is Angela. I am going to show you how to do OFA x-rays, practicing the OFA technique. This is Kieran. He's our chemically restrained patient for the day. First of all, the first thing you want to do is you want to measure using your calipers. When they're standing, I actually find it easier to measure. You just go straight across the pelvis. Pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. It's also nice because with our machine, you don't have to have a precise measurement, just get them close enough to be in the range. So, but if you happen to be measuring when they're on their back, you just go up underneath so that the bottom of the caliper here is flush with their spine. And then drop it. Of course, you always measure from the bottom of the caliper, so he comes to about a 15. So on our technique chart, a 15 means that he goes in our bucky tray underneath with the film or cassette. And since he's a bigger dog, I went on the larger side. So with our technique chart, we have 10 to 15 centimeters or 15 to 20. So I went for 15 to 20. For pelvis, we have in the MA of 300. Pretty much actually everything that's shot with this machine is on 300. The speed is 1/15. And our KVP is at 80. So with all of that set, the next thing is the positioning. Kieran is a really big dog, so I actually didn't have to or need to collimate any for his positioning. But if you want to come over here, we have, our cassette is 14 by 17, that's as big as it gets. And when you're positioning, you want to, ideally by the book, your crosshairs should actually be just below where the pelvis is. So let me turn off the light, we can see that a little bit better. There we go. You actually want your crosshairs to end up right in the middle of the pelvis. When you're doing OFA x-rays, ideally you want, on the actual x-ray itself, you want the entire pelvis, and you actually want the knees as well, including the stifles. So when you're doing positioning for OFA x-rays, you need to pull the legs down and twist the knees unnaturally close together. So pull as hard as you can. And it's going to feel like you're going to pop their legs or their knees out of joint, but that's how, unfortunately, you have to twist them to get them to actually look right. And when you're feeling, just to make sure that you have everything in, of course you want to make sure that your stifle is in the x-ray, which hits us right here. And then he's kind of fluffy, so it's hard to feel the top of the pelvis, which is right up here. And there's our light, and there's our light. So we've got everything that we need in there. So we actually already shot Kieran's x-ray. So if you look right over here, this is what we ended up with. The best we were able to get, actually. He's a 6-year-old dog, so he's a little bit probably not as flexible as he used to be. The knees are not perfectly straight. Ideally, this one is going to be twisted just a little bit more. You can see that the patella is a little bit off. But the actual pelvis, which is what they're looking at when they're taking OFA x-rays, is what you're interested in. And you can see that you have the top, and they're both straight and even, and you can see the joints really well. This line down here is actually from the trough that he's in as a positioning aid. So that's what you're looking for when you're taking OFA x-rays. That's pretty much it. Not that hard. Thanks.